Hi everyone, for tonight's nightcap and review. I'm having a water, and tonight I'll be actually reviewing a book that's not an ARC. It's a shock for me too. This was actually a free read that I was really excited for. As always, I'm going to give my honest opinion. It's Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mas. I really enjoyed her last series, the Shifter series, and this is a brand new series, no connection to it, and I was just really excited. So these are the tropes. And these are the content warnings. I will say I did have to add a couple just for clarification so you know what you're getting into when you choose to read this book. It was a good book overall. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.75. So what's this book about? So this book is about Alexis, who is homeless, living in a cardboard box with her brother, her foster brother, and just trying to survive. And if that wasn't hard enough, the world that she lives in is overrun by these creatures called Titans, who are unaliving people. Thankfully, however, there are Spartans, who are gods and demigods. Demigods who are half human, half Spartan, which are called mutts, who are able to fight back and destroy these Titans. So Alexis and her brother know that truly to survive, they only have each other and can only depend on one another, especially with the horrible situation that their foster parents put them in growing up. Thankfully, their foster parents are no longer in the situation, but they are now again homeless on the streets, living in a cardboard box. But they have each other and know that they can depend on each other to hopefully get through this situation. But Alexis knows that the best way she can help her brother and herself is to take this specialized exam to hopefully get into one of the few colleges that are left that are run by the most powerful people and hopefully drag her and her brother out of poverty. But with this exam comes a blood test, and upon taking the blood test, it reveals that she in fact has Spartan blood. So she's not going to one of the few colleges left. Instead, she's going to a Spartan War Academy. And there she is going to be pushed to her limits, and all she can do is try to survive as best as she can so that she can someday see her brother again. But it's not being made easy on her with the psychotic mentors and professors and even a stalker who are doing everything they can to push her to her limits and tear her down. But little do they know she is not one to be messed with without consequences to them. So if they keep pushing her, she's going to eventually push back. So what are my thoughts on this book? Again, I'm giving it a 4.75. I really enjoyed this. I had such a fun time reading it. It was a blast. I read it in a day and I regret nothing. Now, I'm sure you're asking, if you enjoyed it that much, why is this not a 5 and it's only a 4.75? That's really close. Well, I will say there are definitely authors you know when you're reading them, you know what you're going to get. And with Jasmine, I knew what her formula is, and there were definitely elements in here I knew that she was going to do that I love and adore. But I will say, as I was reading this book, it wasn't just that there were certain elements that she does really well that I enjoyed, but I was very much reminded of her other series. I would be reading something and be like, that was kind of in the previous book. This character reminds me of that character from that book. So some things felt a little recycled. Now, from other people, that might not be an issue. And for me, that's not truly an issue. It just was, this is a brand new book, a new series. There is no connection to the previous one. And like I said, some things just felt a little recycled. Now, that just means going forward, I do know what to expect from her. She has her formula down and I respect it. And I know what exactly I'm going to get when I read her books, and I will probably enjoy it. And that's just not a bad thing. That's just, I was expecting not to be reminded so much of her previous series, if that makes sense. Now, don't get me wrong. I love that series and I'm loving this series. This one does leave on a cliffhanger and I'm excited to see what happens in the next book. Trust me, I'm going to try and read that book the day it comes out as soon as I can. But that's just why I didn't get to a 5 for this book. So for the characters, you have first our male main characters, and Jasmine did them so well, them being psychotic, unhinged, deranged, loved it all. And I love that this is a true enemies to lovers where there's broken bones, bloods, like they're not holding back with her. And I love it because when that switch flips, you get the grovel, you get the obsession, and I love all about that. Like when they learn a little bit about her past, that you don't get the true grovel in this book, but there is so much more about her past they need to learn that I am hoping in the next book they crawl on broken glass for her. I need that. Now, this is a wide shoes. In this book, you have 2 partners, and there is a glimpse that she potentially gets more partners. So I can't wait to see how those relationships all merge together because it's exciting. And then what I really love is the female main character, Alexis. Jasmine gives us really sassy, kind of broken female main characters. They're still strong, but they have just been put through the ringer. It's tragic, their past. So when they get these obsessive partners who later dote on them, I just live for it. So I really enjoyed this book. It again leaves on a cliffhanger, and I'm really excited for the next book. I will be buying this in a paperback someday, hopefully soon, and I just really enjoyed it. So it is currently available. It is in the KU project. If you like bullied, why choose, obsessive, unhinged male main characters, broken, savage female main characters, definitely check this book out. It's also a Hercules kind of Greek retelling where the Hercules is a female. So I enjoyed it. I loved it. And I hope you enjoy it when you read it if you choose to read it. So I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.